we kind of got hints as to what the plot's gonna be. Apparently, he's been training to come back and take down some corruption within in New York City. Now, the question I have is, does this have anything to do? I mean, obviously, I know Kunlun may not have anything to do with your boy Stick from Daredevil, but Stick seemed to say that there was some underground corruption that he was training Matt to eventually, take head on. I think that might have to do with the to deal with the hand, but I'm not sure. So I'm wondering if that'll be related at all. What do you think?
Well, Madame Gao is not involved with the hand, correct?
I don't know, but I do know that
I don't think she is, because I think in Daredevil season 2, was it? Where they had the different crime bosses? Or was that season 1?
It was season 1 where they had a different crime boss.
Yeah, she was her own thing, and the hand was like its own thing as well. I mean, she's Chinese, and the hand is supposed to be like Japanese.
Gotcha.
So I don't think it's going to involve the hand.
Okay.
I think they're going to do their own thing.
But do you think there's some relation to the corruption that Iron Fist is fighting and what Stick is alluding to at all? Because just because she may not be part of the hand doesn't mean she's not working together with someone else. With the hand involved.
Honestly, I wish I could speculate more. What I think they're going to do is, if not in this one, when Defenders comes out, they're probably just going to reveal whatever it is, this threat that's going to span across all the different series. Maybe even the Punisher.
Forgot about the Punisher line. Wait,
because I think at this point, I don't know. Luke Cage didn't really tie in that way.
No, Luke Cage was definitely its own thing.
So I think that Iron Fist is its own thing, and maybe even Daredevil might be its own thing. And I think that when Defenders comes out, and Jessica Jones as well, so when Defenders comes out, it's going to be maybe something entirely different. I think the hand is just going to be contained within Daredevil. Maybe they could be, because the hand, even though they were in season 2, they didn't have that big of a role. As big of a role in season 1.
They didn't have that big a role in season 1. They were alluded to, but in season 2, they kind of came to the forefront a little bit more. With the whole Elektra storyline and what was it called? Black Sun?
The Black Sun, yeah. And they went to the backstory of the Chased.
Right,
and whatnot. Right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. They did involve, it was the hand, they were trying to get the Black Sun, and there was also the Punisher kind of storyline going on. But like I said, I think the hand will be with Daredevil, season 3. Iron Fist will be his own thing. Maybe Madame Gao. And Luke Cage was kind of more tied to the Avengers and the movies than I think the other ones were. Because they talked about the Chitauri weapons, and Hammer Industries kind of, they took hold of that, and it's also kind of that those weapons are being sold in the black market, which kind of also ties into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a little nicely.
True. Or,
now that I mentioned Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., maybe it has something to do with the Darkhold.
I would be shocked if Marvel let Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tie into the Netflix series in that way.
It'd be shocked. But, I mean, it doesn't have to be like a connection, like an actual connection or crossover. But the Darkhold is an artifact. They could use it. They could use it in the Netflix series. I mean...
No, you're right. You're absolutely right about that.
In all the Marvel comics I've been reading, the Darkhold has been coming up here and there. And I haven't really heard of the Darkhold before any of this. Like, I'm sure it was there, but... it was in Doctor Strange. It was in the Carnage comic that I've been reading. Like, it's been in a couple different things.
I mean, I
guess, what do you think? Like, how they're going to be tied?
I highly, highly recommend for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get some ties to the Netflix love. Because right now, people see Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as being on its own kind of boat. And Jeff Loeb is he's involved with all that TV stuff. It's not like he's not evolve with those things. You know, he's the Kevin Feige of TV. So yes, we can very much agree that the movies and TVs are, even though they inhabit the same world, they're definitely a little bit separate. Like in just terms of, you know, they're not really concerned about each other's storylines.
Yeah.
But Jeff Loeb would do well to, I don't want to say include Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to the point where you have to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to watch Netflix. But I do think that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. needs to be brought back on board because honestly, it's been great. Like, it's a fantastic show.
I was about to say that the only thing it's missing, what made season 2 so fantastic, is how it was slightly tied to Winter Soldier.
Right.
Slightly tied in a major way, but it wasn't like there was any...
You mean the end of season 1?
The end of season 1, I'm sorry. The end of season 1 into season 2.
We always think of that as season 2, though. You're right, because I've made that mistake before, too.
Because I think what they're doing they did with the Darkhold, and then they stopped because, you know, they were paying a lot of money for Ghost Rider. Now they're doing LMDs. If they could take either one of those and tie it into at least the Netflix series, that could kind of just reignite. That's like the only missing thing out of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I think it's been rather good when they got into the whole LMD thing. I like the Ghost Rider stuff, but I think the LMD stuff has been pretty goddamn dope because that show's great when they're being spies. That's what it's about. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And of course, again, tying into, you know, it's still the Inhumans are kind of still a little bit in there. But if they take one of those things, either, you know, alien technology being weaponized, the humans being weaponized, the Darkhold, or even LMDs. LMDs is more current. Some dope stuff right there. A nice little nod.
Honestly, you know, I wonder if, you know, they're just waiting for the Defenders to actually come together and establish themselves before, you know, they insert people like Coulson, you know, or, you know, something bigger in terms of like interconnectivity between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. than the Netflix series, because it just seems a little bit weird that I know that one's on Netflix and one's on ABC, but it just seems a little bit weird that there is such limited crossover. And I mean, even something as simple as like, you know, I mean, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could go to New York. Like, what's stopping them from going to New York? I know New York's a big city, but I was
gonna say, I think Netflix could be the common denominator. I mean, all of us fans, we would want to see the Defenders in the movies for even a little bit, like a minute. Word. They have to. Like, there's probably a chance they're not going to do it, but I really wish they would show them teaming up, and they're like, we got a Defenders holding on Earth while we're out in space. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. And maybe this is asking for too much, but maybe they have like a major 2-hour episode where they have the Defenders on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for like the end of a season or something. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, I'm
saying, dogs. Or even on less of the hero side, what if they had something, you know, a little bit more on the villain? All right, so let's say, Madame Gao, right? Remember she had a little drug dealing thing she had going on, you know what I'm saying? She was making these little packages and, you know, it contained some drugs. Do you remember the symbol that was on the package? One of those packages?
I don't.
It was the logo for the Steel Serpent, which is like the arch nemesis of Iron Fist. Well, I don't know about arch nemesis. I think
one of his villains.
Is definitely one of the villains, and he is a lookalike, a doppelganger, if you will, because you know that whole, you know, like looks like the villain, he looks like the hero, but he's definitely like the other side of the coin. Like, what if this hero kind of had like a bad side? You know, like
gotcha.
Not to oversimplify him, but if you look at his look and the symbol on his chest, the Steel Serpent is pretty much like, you know, let's take Iron Fist and make him evil. He even trained in Kunlun also. So, what if they even took something like, you know, I don't know, let's say Madame Gao of the Hand is trying to get their hands on something like the Darkhold. And
would make sense. I mean, they did the whole Black Sun thing.
I could totally see a dude like Nobu. You know, I think Nobu died. No, did he? I think he survived.
He died. They brought him back. He died. They can bring him back. It could be like a dude that they just bring back every once in a while. I would have a problem with it. you.